So today we're at Worsley Woods. I very nearly arrived late again, so we're at the start line. Started at the front. The best way, if you go to Worsley Woods golf course on the map, on Monton Church, that's the quickest entrance. But I entered from right at the opposite end. But I'm going to put the map up from Strava. So there's a big long straight, and this bit here, that's where the start line is. But I entered at this bit at the top. So I had to run about a mile as my warm-up to get there. So because I was at the front, well, last week I started late, so I was overtaking everyone, and now I'm getting overtaken. So this is a real long straight path here, and it's quite flat. I mean, it's possible personal best territory, but right at the end of this, you do go up some steps and up some hills, and then loop back round. I actually did this a year ago, and I got 22:39 officially, but obviously I've had my knee injury since then. So this is today's official time, 23:40, which is not bad considering the recent ones. And next week, I'm in Bath, and there's two park runs in Bath. There's Bath Skyline and Brickfields Park. I've done every park run in Greater Manchester now. I've done a few like, on the outskirts. I've done Warrington, St Helens, Ormskirk, places like that. And the only one I've done Blackpool, but the only one I've done what's outside the northwest is Harrogate. So this has been my furthest park run. And I do hope to do some of the more scenic park runs, like Fountains Abbey and Felfoot. Anglesey is supposed to be a good one as well. And some of the more challenging ones, like Great Yarmouth, which is meant to be the hardest park run. But this one, the path, I've not seen any buggies or prams or anything like that. Not even seen any dogs on this one. So I'm not sure. I didn't see a cafe either. And there's no Weatherspoons nearby. So, but this one, yeah, the path, it's all relatively flat. It's mostly tarmac. But at the end of this, I'll point out when you'll see the steps coming up. But one of the ones in Bath said you go up for like 37 steps. I can't remember which one it was. But I'm not sure which is the most scenic park run that I've done. The ones that surprised me were Oldham and Blackpool. They were really nice parks, very large as well. And Blackpool and Oldham are kind of, I mean, there's no shortage of YouTubers going around places like Blackpool just showing derelict buildings and stuff like that. And they are often regarded as rundown towns, but they are quite nice park runs actually. So I will be doing them all again because I think I've done 31 different park run locations. So I've only just started filming them now. So this is my third one, but only my second one proper because I put it on double speed so because no one's going to watch like a 25-minute video. So I put a voiceover on. This one, I think it's here now. You go under the motorway. Oh no, that's just a bridge. But there is a bit where you go under a motorway with some graffiti. But after Bath, I've got one park run left to do before my knee surgery. I'm not sure which one to do. Probably, I might do one of the bigger ones like Heaton Park. Heaton Park was my first official park run. I did do Clarence Park before that, but I didn't have my barcode, so I just registered it unknown. I mean, I would like to do one of the prison park runs. You do actually see them. They're never listed. They're all hidden, but you can actually check the results. Like Hilltop Park Run is Buckley Hall in Rochdale, and Bickershaw Park Run is Hindley. And there's quite a few of them. There's quite a few prisons, but they're hard to find. So where's the steps here? And then you go uphill. There's a couple of downhill bits, but yeah, this is the path where it gets quite slippery when it's wet, and it was wet today. And this is downhill. This is only short, and then you loop back round, and there's some nice stately home there. Yeah, and there's not very many sharp turns in this one, so you do go across. I think this is downhill. It's quite a not long, but 30 seconds or so downhill. And you can pick up some speed and think you're back on tarmac here. But I very much doubt I'll be able to film one of the prison park runs. But there is a way you can actually do it. I think you have to get invited by someone. You need to know someone, and you have to get security clearance because there are people that occasionally do them. But the names are all randomly generated, so they never use the proper name, so you don't know who's doing them. But you do occasionally see a proper name, like Stephen Jones or something like that, and that's usually a member of staff that works in there who's just brought his barcode and give it a go. But yeah, I'd like to know if anyone's actually done one. So yeah, this is another downhill bit, I think. Yeah, and there's the wooden bridge. No, that's not it. I think there's two wooden bridges coming up here. So you go over this one. No, this is the motorway bit. This ain't the wooden bridge. So that's the local graffiti or art, as some people might call it. But it's a bit dark, so you can't see it. No idea what it says. So, and there is another uphill bit. There is the wooden bridge, which is quite slippery, and then you go round up some more stairs. And, oh yeah, there's the stairs. So you go up these. Yep, quick sharp turn. Is this the uphill bit or a downhill bit? Yeah, this is a downhill bit. There's one real short, steep downhill bit. You're going back through the woods. Yeah, and this looks downhill. So yeah, if you ever see me at a parkrun with a camera strapped to my head, yeah, then you know it's me. I did try strapping it to my chest, but the movement's all over the place. The camera just shakes. So yeah, I do look a bit of a perk. But yeah, you do get a bit of curiosity. People look at you and then you say, yeah, I'll find out my YouTube channel. So yeah, it probably gets a few more people watching. And we're approaching back to that long, I think it's 1 mile long. So it's 1 mile there and 1 mile back, or 1.2 mile there, 1 mile back. And then you just do that little short loop at the end. Is this the downhill bit? Or is this the way back to the long straight? But yeah, I didn't get a great time. But that's probably my best time I've had for a few weeks actually on this one. But yeah, so I'm still getting overtaken here. There's no markers on this one. I do like some park runs where like Heaton Park's got 1k, 2k, and there's very few park runs that actually have those markers. This has a marker when it tells you when you got 1 kilometre left. So you know, like, I've done park runs before where I've never done them, and then the finish line's just there, and you thought, I didn't do a sprint finish, I could have picked up some speed there. So this one does say, like, Heaton Park tells you when you got 200 metres left. And I think I've done Heaton Park about 20 times. I've not done it since April last year. So I think I might do it as my last one before the surgery. But yeah, for those 6 weeks or so while I'm out, my brother's going to be taking over. I'll probably still do the voiceovers. This is another uphill bit, and I think you go downhill towards the end, but to where you get back on that long straight path. Yeah, I'm still getting overtaken. But that's when you start at the front. Yeah, 461 people ran this one today. There's another little wooden bridge bit. Yeah, 461 ran this. I came 90 seconds. Can't remember where I came on the one last year. It was actually September last year. So yeah, you go back round here, and I think we are now approaching that long flat bit. Going back up under another bridge. I think when you come out of here, you're on that long straight. But yeah, there is a marker where it tells you when you've got 1k left. No idea what that says. But I'm going to bring up the elevation now on Strava here. And as you can see, it is mostly flat apart from that 2nd kilometre, which is where you do all that loop round and up the hills, the steps and all them kind of stuffs and those slippery bridges. And I think this is the long flat bit now. I think this is it towards the end. I'm still getting overtaken here. But there is a bit when I do see that 1 kilometre marker where I do put my foot down a little bit. Yep, I think this is, I'm not sure, I might have missed that 1k bit. Is it just a little red mark on the floor? I've not seen it, so I'm not sure if everyone's putting like the sprint finish here, because everyone's running past me. Or maybe I'm just tiring out, because I did run 1.2 mile to get here, and I didn't have that much of a rest. Here's another one. Everyone's sprinting for the finish now. Yeah, I must have missed that bit, the 1k. I think I'm coming up now. I've still got a little bit left. I'm nowhere near the finish line here, I don't think. Well, yeah, the camera says 21 past 9, so... This one started at 4 minutes past. I was actually quite happy because I got there about 3 minutes past. So there is just a red line on the floor coming up somewhere which says when you got 1k left. But I might miss it. We've got another tunnel coming up here. And this is the knee surgery what I'm having. So here's my MRI scan results. So that was done on Boxing Day. So I've not been able to train properly. Just only do the one run a week. We're going back through another tunnel here. So yeah, I've got surgery in a couple of weeks. So I'll be out 6 weeks. And then hopefully I'll be back running like regular and getting better times on Strava. We're coming up towards the end here, so it's the final straight, but that straight's long. It's like the final straight's over a mile long, so We're coming up to it now anyway, but I still can't see where that 1K marker is to finish. But I know there's a bit where a crowd of people overtake me, and there's a bit of a battle where I start overtake a few of them. We had over 400 people do this one. Peel Park nearby is quite bigger. And that's where I've had my best time, my 3 best times actually. I've had 3 sub-21s here. So I think this is the bit where, towards the end, there's a big crew of people there overtaking me, which kind of gives me a little bit of momentum to carry it on. And you can actually see the finish line from quite a while, because it's just from quite a distance. So there's this, I've overtaken a couple of people now. Yep. So I know I'm there to finish. This guy pulls away though. Got a bit of I used to have a good sprint finish before my knee. It used to be one of those, like at Heaton Park on that last 200 metres, and no one ever used to come past me. But I always noticed on Strava as well, my first K was always like really fast. I used to always take off really fast. And Stretford, where I've had one of my best times, you start off on a running track, and I think my first 1K was like 3:45. But you just can't help it if you're on a running track too. So yeah, I'm nearly finished now. This is the only guy I think I don't overtake of that group that had the temerity to overtake me before. He's going the wrong way. I still can't see the finish line. Oops, someone's come past me. Oh, 2 of them. 500 parkrunner. I think I've done about 60 parkruns, 31 locations. So I've not done a new one for a few weeks, but next week in Bath, here's the finish line now. Yep, and that's it. See you in Bath next week.